Hello, I am Luis Martinez, a researcher, consultant, and science communicator specializing in nature-based solutions and native pollinator conservation from Guadalajara, Mexico. I lead Geometra Social, a consulting firm focused on spatial intelligence, and Wild Bee Project, a non-profit collective dedicated to conserving nature pollination and their habitats. I also teach at Monterrey Institute of Technology and Higher Education, Tec de Monterrey, and at Western Institute of Technology and Higher Education, ITESO, the Jewish University of Guadalajara, where I work on regenerative design and nature-based solutions for biodiversity and multi-species coexistence. My work is aligned with the mission of the IUCN, focusing on the integration of applied science, community engagement, and regenerative design to promote environmental justice and biodiversity conservation. Lake Chapala region of Mexico is a priority terrestrial region for conservation of biodiversity, highlighting the presence of threatened and vulnerable species, ecosystem richness, and significant biological integrity, where you can find the biggest lake of Mexico. Currently, this basin is surrounded by intensive agroecosystems that are threatening plant-pollinator interactions, especially those involving wild bees and biodiversity in general. These disruptions jeopardize not only local biodiversity, but also the productivity and resilience of agricultural landscapes. As agricultural intensification increases, ecosystems lose their regenerative capacity, leading to long-term environmental and social risks. This is a challenge that we can no longer ignore if we are to maintain biodiversity and address climate change. To address this challenge, we are developing an innovative landscape-scale conservation model. By integrating ecological science, regenerative agricultural practices, and local governance, we are promoting sustainable land use practices that restore and protect biodiversity in agricultural landscapes. We have established the Council for Biodiversity and Ecosystem Restoration and Conservation, a local governance platform to drive policy changes and engage communities in conservation efforts. Through participatory science, we are monitoring key species like native pollinators and wild plants, while fostering practices that enhance biodiversity. This solution is a comprehensive approach that involves science, community participation, and a policy to create a resilient biodiversity-positive future. To date, we have created educational materials like our Manual of Regenerative Practices for Productive Landscapes, aimed at supporting pollinators and ecosystem in the Lake Chapala region. We have also begun forming the Council for Biodiversity and Ecosystem Restoration and Conservation, with representation from farmers, ejidos, and local leaders from each municipality surrounding the lake, which has been a great logistical challenge. Although still in its early stages, this inclusive and participatory governance space is a major step toward embedding biodiversity into local decision-making. We are working hard to ensure the experience can grow, sustain itself, and serve as a replicable model in other regions. By connecting with global allies, we can advance shared learning, build capacity, and promote regenerative transition in tropical agricultural landscapes. I invite you to collaborate with us to support this grassroots innovation and help make biodiversity a central part of how we live and produce. Thank you so much.